The moment of truth is finally upon us. We have all of the information that Vegito and all of the other units do. We're going to break it all down, and I'm excited, man. I did see that it was like data mined a few days ago, but I didn't want to report on that. I wanted to wait until we got the actual data download and just wanted to go from there. So if you guys are hyped for this, hit that thumbs up. And if you guys want to know more about the events, etc., that is going to be coming out or is coming out, be sure to check out the video down below in the description and watch it to the end because some stuff popped up while I was already mid-recording and stuff. So we're going to start off with Vegito. We're going to make our way through all the other characters and stuff like that. Also a couple of equips. We're going to make our way through all the characters and go from there. So if anybody wants to be so kind as to like timestamp all of this, if I don't get around to doing it in the description, please do. Anyways, let's go ahead and start off with the man Vegito Blue. Look at the grid, bro. Man has the best stats in the game. Okay. All right, bro. All right. By the way, if you don't know, we're using legends.dbz.space. Again, legends.dbz.space. All right, so main ability. You can't keep up with me, can you? Randomly destroys one of your own cards, okay? Draws the ultimate arts card next. This is actually underratedly good. Destroying one of your own cards is actually super good early combo anyway, because if what happens is obviously the card would just be sitting on standby, so it wouldn't come into your hand unless you sidestep it. Maybe it comes to your hand. Restores its health as well by 20% and ki by 50. Okay, and also if you have no cards in your hand, it doesn't matter anyway. Plus 40% to damage inflicted as well for 20 counts. So health restoration, ki restoration, and damage bonus. Reduces damage received by 20% as well for 20 counts. And you need 25 counts to use it. Remember the days where you just drew ultimates and that was it? No? No? Okay. Applies the following effects itself when this character enters the battlefield. Plus 50% of damage inflicted. Cannot be stacked. Reduces damage received by 30% as well for 15 counts. Nullifies attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions for 15 counts. Draws a special arts card next. One time, so green card, one time. Knocks back enemies to long range if a cover change is performed against their blast arts, and it activates during assist in co-op as well. And after that, you can actually combo into a blue card, but that is it. You cannot combo off of that knockback from the blast card counter into a strike or anything like that. You can only combo into the blue card. So this dude, okay, here's how this works. When he enters the battlefield, these are for short timer counts, so if he's last man, obviously these are going to wear out, but 15 counts is more than enough time in the flow of the regular game, especially early mid game as well, as long as you have at least one more fighter to constantly recycle these, right? So you switch and switch out, yada. But he has a 50% damage buff. He has 30% cut basically at all times, unless he's out there for longer than 15 counts, which is not the normal lifespan of a unit in the battlefield. He cannot be debuffed or he can't take any conditions at all for 15 counts either. He's immune. And he draws a green card one time. And he also has the cover change, basically. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, plus 30% of damage inflicted against Fusion Warriors. Anti-Fusion Warrior, Vegito Blue. Okay. Applies the following effects itself every time when faced with an enemy depending on their battle style. Oh, that's something that they kind of stole from Red 18, although hers is a little different. Anyways, melee type, plus 40% of damage inflicted for 15 counts. If it's a range type enemy, plus 40% of blast damage for 15 counts. If it's a support type enemy, increases arts card draw speed by 1 level. Okay, knock it off for 15 counts. If it's a defense type, gain attribute upgrade minus 30% of enemy sustained damage cut effects for 15 counts. Okay, that last one is really interesting. If you could happen to get matched up with a defense type unit, he's basically able to hit through their defense, because most defense units have a lot of cut. He's able to hit through that. That's pretty crazy. But other than that, if he's matched up with a melee unit, he's going to get a strike damage buff, range unit, blast damage buff. Support unit, that could be nuts. If you bring a support unit versus him, that could be nuts. Card draw speed up, that's crazy. The following effects occur upon landing a strike arts hit. He draws a strike card next, activates twice, count resets when switched to standby, and he restores ki by 5. And he inflicts attribute downgrade minus 100% health restoration. Oh my god. That's like that effect for the strike card is like freaking Zenkai Cooler on steroids, bro. Why does it reset on switch? When he uses a strike card and he lands it, he draws a new strike card 2 times. 2 times. And he restores some ki. Some. Not a lot, but some. Dude. And he has freaking blast armor. This dude's gonna be... Him and Kefla are gonna shred. Holy crap! You won't be. Fusions is gonna wipe teams off the map, dude. Man, why does the draw strike card thing reset twice? Come on, or reset just in general. There's no timer. It just happens. He'll just draw a crap ton of strike cards just for free, man. Wow. Okay. His blue card, Massive Impact, inflicts all enemies with no switching for 3 counts upon activation. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade as well, plus 15% of damage received on hit. Cannot be nullified by most other special moves. Dude, they just gave it. They gave this unit everything. This dude has no switching. He has a debuff, and it can't be nullified, meaning it's not going to be beaten by like other Kamehamehas and stuff. It's like a supernova type of attack. It's not losing. Wow. They gave this dude everything. The following effects occur on hit. Cancels enemy's attribute upgrades, activates twice. Not only once, but twice. He cancels buffs when he uses the green card, which is a dash forward card that also combos into every freaking arts in the game, by the way. Inflicts enemy attribute downgrade plus 25% of damage received as well. And it combos into anything. And he has these new strike cards. Dude, come on, Vegito. What is this, man? Deals Supreme Impact damage. That is a new modifier, isn't it? Supreme Impact? I don't think I've ever heard of Supreme. I think Supreme is new. It was always Massive before that. This is a new modifier of damage. Unless I'm crazy, this is a new modifier. Applies the following effects to itself upon activation. Plus 50% to ultimate damage inflicted. Gain attribute upgrade. Minus 100% to enemy sustained damage cut effects. They're not going to be able to block this at all. Nullifies enemies' endurance effects, so you won't be able to revive if you're like full power freeze or whatever. And also nullifies enemies' special actions that activate when changing cover. Bojack! He nullifies Bojack on the ultimate. And it also has blast armor. This, come on, bro. What is this? His strike card, strike damage up. This is one that SS4 has for 20% strike damage up for 2 counts. He puts that in your deck. Also, strike card that inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade to strike damage received. This is a strike damage debuff. Dude, this is a nasty trio. Or duo, excuse me. And then he picks up, obviously we talked about this. He picks up triple tags, by the way, at 6-star. That's great. This dude is the best dude in the game. It's not even close. It's really not even close. It's honestly not even close. They literally gave him everything. And more. It's not close. And I'm not one to get caught in the hype, but this is like not close. I don't even need to read the rest of this at all, right? By the way, I want to say SSG, Shallot, and Zenkai Trunks are not a part of this because they're probably being saved for part 2. Let's look at the equip really quick. This is a new one for the Shadow Dragon event. It's only for these 3 characters. Blasty up to 15, critical, strike attack up to 20. Whatever. I mean, it's good for Syn because Syn didn't really have many equipable options, but Omega, he's actually on Fusion Warrior and stuff, so he's fine. This one here, Blasty, special move damage. Ooh, slot 2. And then blast attack. GT ranged characters only. Okay, not a bad equip either. All right, Omega is next. Actually, it's supposed to be Tao. We're going to run through the hero units pretty quick. Restores allies' health by 15%. Applies attribute downgrade minus 30% to enemies' sustained damage cut effects to allies as well. This is an ally buff, meaning Shallot is going to be able to hit through their defenses even better. Okay. Okay, we move on here. Minus 30% to enemies' sustained damage cut effects to allies. This is another one. He does it again. When this character switches to standby. When he switches to standby, applies the attribute upgrade, minus 30% to enemies' sustained damage cut effects. The following effects occur if own health remaining is 75% or below after enemy's attack is over, plus 30% of damage inflicted 1 time, and draws a blue card once. All right, his blue card nullifies own unfavorable element factors, meaning he goes neutral. So he's going to be able to hit through to red units and do good damage. Okay. Green card, plus 20% to damage inflicted by allies and minus 10 to own blue card cost. Up to 100% base blast defense. He's interesting. He seems like a support type. Yeah, he's a support type. He's interesting. I don't know. I feel like he could be better, but he's a hero unit, so whatever. All right, Omega Shenron here. Omega is a melee type, just like Vegito. So we look at the main ability, draws the Ultimate Arts card, negative Karma Powerball next, and restores own ki by 30. He draws it, gets enough to use it, and he gets a 30% damage inflicted bonus for 20 counts, and that is it. We take a look at the first unique here. Increases own Dragon Balls by 1 when the battle starts. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, that's what we're doing. Oh, okay. Automatic +1 Dragon Ball. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield as well. Plus 30% of damage inflicted for 15 counts. Reduces damage received by 20% for 15 counts. And plus 10% of damage inflicted per Dragon Ball you possess. That's up to 70%. That's 70%. But why, though? Effect resets when the character switches. But why, though? You start off with an automatic 10 anyway. What? What? That's different. I like that, though. I like that. That's different, like, unique, right? That's cool. This dude's going to hit like a truck, man. Applies the following effects to the enemy when this character... Wait, the most important thing to see about this is, is this a part of the rush? Or is the rush counting as you using the Dragon Balls? I think that actually is how it is. I think the rush counts as you using the Dragon Balls because they go away right before you activate the rush. Okay. Or right after you activate the rush, excuse me. Applies the following effects to the enemy when this character lands a strike or blast arts hit. 20% chance to inflict strong poison. 20% chance to inflict heavy bleed. These are the stronger versions of these effects. 10% chance to do paralyze. Dude, what? He does all of them? There's no way he can do all three at once. He could totally do all three at once. I just know he can. Strike or blast, when they hit, he can do any of these. It's a 50% chance to do some sort of debuff. That's nuts. Or condition. The following effects occur if a GT character other than this character's battle member, plus 15% chance to inflict strong poison upon landing, plus 15% more to inflict heavy bleed upon landing. Okay, if you have a GT character, you get another 30% chance to do some sort of ailment. He's going to always do it. The following effects occur if a Shadow Dragon other than this character is a battle member, plus 20% chance to inflict. Okay, if he's with a Shadow Dragon, like, every strike or blast he does is going to inflict something. That's crazy. That's crazy. They want you to use him on regen. Or not, they don't want you to use him on regen. That's the point of this unique. They don't want him to be used on regen like that. He's distinctly worse when being used on regen. And I said this was going to be the case in my video. I said they're picking up a new unit. I believe he even buffs them. But the problem is they're going to do some sort of shenanigans, and this is what that is. I mean, he'd still be good. He's still got, what, 50% chance? But he gets another 50% cumulative by being alongside GT or Shadow Dragons. Now, none of the other Shadow Dragons are on regen, so in the future, maybe you can kind of work around that, but for now, you can't. Massive explode damage with the blue card, plus 30% to special move, awakened, and ultimate damage inflicted by allies for 20 counts. That's interesting. Upon activation. This is actually nuts. This is the blue card. This is nuts. This isn't even the ultimate where it's a one-time thing. This is a multiple-time thing. And it buffs special, awakened, and ultimate damage. All your other units are going to hit so... Like, this pairs so well with a unit like LF Frieza, for example, who puts one of these in your deck. This is going to be nuts. Okay. Inflicts all enemies with the 3 sub-counts upon activation. This is crazy because this is effectively no switch. Keep that in mind. Inflicts enemy die for downgrade plus 20% of damage received for 15 counts on hit. And you can combo into anything. It also is like Gohan's green card. It's an AoE. Yeah, this is effectively no switch for 3 counts, by the way. That's pretty crazy. All right, so the ultimate, massive explode damage plus 50% of ultimate damage inflicted for 3 counts upon activation. A portion of the damage inflicted will also be dealt to enemy members on standby. It cannot be used to defeat the enemies, so it's going to do AoE damage to the enemies as well. Starts off buffing strike attack for GT, adds in regen, and then it goes strike attack and defense for GT and regen. Omega's going to be nuts, bro. He's going to hit like a truck, and he's going to be... Omega's probably going to be the most annoying character to play against. And also, the Fusion Warrior villain team... Well, it could be GT as well, but like the Fusion Warrior villain team is going to be nuts to play against. You have like this dude, Omega, and Fusion 13. That's so much like debuffs and shenanigans. And it could also just be GT with like Super 17. All the shenanigans, bro. All right, new EX Super Trunks. If you're enjoying, hit the thumbs up. New EX Super Trunks here. So let's go ahead and see what he does. He's a melee type, right? Definitely going to be a melee. Yeah, there it is. Draws a strike card next with the main ability. Restores own key by 30 as well. And plus 30% of damage inflicted for 60 counts. That's actually a long time. 60 counts is a long time. Reduces damage received by 20% as well for 60 counts. And you get this as early as 5 counts. This is not a bad main ability at all. That's really good. Especially for an EX character. That's really good. -1 to own arts card. Here's a shenanigans with Trunks. -1 to own arts card draw speed level when battle starts. Can't be canceled. This dude has the worst draw speed in the game immediately. Plus 60% to strike and blast arts damage inflicted can't be canceled. Oh, that's actually nuts. That's the drawback. See, Super Trunks, this is why, because he's Super Trunks. They're doing some stuff like this. His key recovery is probably horrible too. Actually, it's not that bad. 21 is okay. Okay. Randomly destroys one enemy's card upon landing a strike or blast arts hit. That's kind of whatever. It's good, also kind of whatever. Applies the following effects itself if an allied Vegeta family or hybrid Saiyan is defeated. Increases card draw speed level by 1, which is funny because it takes him back to normal card draw speed. It's not even a bonus. It just takes him back to normal. But what I will say is you can actually mitigate this if you have yellow Future Gohan and just have him be defeated. You get a bonus to damage inflicted and an additional 20% to damage inflicted if a Vegeta is defeated. Yo, this dude's going to do so much damage as last man. It's not even funny. Especially if you hold off on using his main and pop that later. Does he have healing in any way? Let's see. Destroys all of your cards and randomly draws 3 new ones on hit. What? What? That's actually a really cool way to play around this dude's card draw speed issues. Although it's the blue card, so it does effectively end the combo. Also, it's teachable to Shallot. Green card, plus 20% to strike damage inflicted. Destroys all of your own cards and randomly draws a new one. Okay, this one's nuts. That effect being on the green card is infinitely better. Like, it's infinitely better because you can continue the combo. If you have enough ki, that's infinitely better. It's effectively a card reload, which is one of the things that some of the Vegeta family units are notorious for. Strike, attack, and defense for Vegeta family and hybrids. This dude's actually nuts. He's got some wonkiness and also some color competition because Trunks, and if you run him on hybrids, you have a couple more options for competition there, but like he's going to do a lot of damage, man. He's going to do a lot of damage. All right, super full power Saiyan 4 Goku, range type. Let's go ahead and take a look at the main ability. Draws the Ultimate Arts card next. Super Dragon Fist next. Plus 20% of damage inflicted for 20 counts as well. Plus 30% of blast damage inflicted for 30 counts. And increases Arts card draw speed by 1 level for 15 counts. He gets a draw speed bonus. Interesting. And damage bonus, blast damage as well, and then also draws the ult. He doesn't get enough ki to use the ult, though. Applies the following effects to itself when this character enters the battlefield if there is a Saiyan battle member other than this character in the party. Restores ki by 50. That's nuts. All these SS4s kind of do this. The ki restoration thing they do is pretty nuts. Reduces damage received by 45%? Dude, for 10 counts? Applies the following effects to itself when this character uses a blast card. He gets a plus 25% damage inflicted buff and minus 4 to own blast arts cost for 10 counts. That last part is crazy. It'll lead to him being a nuts charge step unit. He's going to be, and also like if you pop the main to get the draw speed, he's going to be a nuts charge step unit. Also similar to like the GT Green Goku as well. He's a charge step blast unit. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. Draw a blast card next. When he enters, he immediately draws a blast card. And also, if you have Saiyan battle members, he immediately gets ki, which means that's combo extension. Keep that in mind. He also gets a damage buff and another blast damage buff. This is going to do a lot. He's going to do a lot of blast damage. He's going to do a lot of blast damage. Okay, look at the 10 times Kamehameha, the blue card, massive impact damage, plus 20% to damage inflicted for 10 counts upon activation, destroys all of your own blast cards on activation, and increases special move damage inflicted based on the number of blast cards destroyed. If you destroyed 1, it's 20% special move damage inflicted. If it's 2, it's 50, and if you destroy 3 blast cards, you get a 100% damage buff. Okay, he draws at least 1 when he enters, so like... Okay. Green card. Restores own ki by 30 upon activation. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus 20% to impact damage received. By the way, all of the cards he has, blast cards, impact, strike, impact, it's all impact. Massive impact damage. They're all impact. So it's a buff to basically everything. And it also extends to the other units as well. For 30 counts as well. 30 counts is a long time for a debuff. Also, it combos into basically anything. And it has blast armor on the green card. That's crazy. And his ult doesn't do anything but restore health by freaking 40% on hit. So Saiyans and GT blast attack only. He does not want to be on Sun Family, by the way. Not at all. Not at all. He just wants to be alongside Saiyans and GT parties. That's pretty much it. I mean, Sun family can also be Saiyans, but you get my point. Hero Videl, melee type, I imagine. Defense type. Okay. Restores allies' health by 15% and plus 20% to allies' ki recovery for 15 counts. One of the big issues with Shallot, at least pre-SSG, we don't know how he works. Again, he's not in this batch, is ki recovery. So this is actually pretty good for him. Also, restoring allies' health is also pretty good for him, too. Because the whole method for heroes is to make Shallot be as good as he can be, and have him be the last man standing type of deal. When this character enters the battlefield, applies the following effects to self if a hero character other than this character is a battle member. Plus 20% to strike damage inflicted for 15 counts, and minus 5 to strike arts cost for 15 counts as well. Reduces damage received by 50% when cover changing. And then also restores own health by 10% when activated. She also doesn't have a penalty for cover changing like most units do. Okay. Her blue card does major impact damage and increases card draw speed by 1 level for 10 counts. Okay. Green card plus 15% of damage inflicted by allies. Z abilities up to 100% strike defense. Videl's actually pretty solid. She's actually pretty good. Like, she's not bad at all. Okay. Here we go. We're going to take a look at DBS Gogeta next. Okay, and I'm excited about this one. So, it sucks he's only an EX, but I hope he's going to be really, really good. Melee type for Gogeta. Stat chart through the roof. By the way, to cut time, I don't really go over the stats that much because also I think it's highly subjective because everybody has stuff at a different level, so whatever. Anyways, main ability, restores allies' health by 20% and cancels allies' attribute downgrades. This is really good already. Plus 20% to damage inflicted for 60 counts as well for him. Gain attribute to upgrade minus 30% to enemies' sustained damage cut effects as well for 60 counts, so he's going to hit through their defenses like I talked about earlier. You need 20 counts to use it. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Plus 40% to damage inflicted for 20 counts. Restores ki as well upon entering the battlefield. Also applies the following effects to allied fusion warrior characters when switched to standby. Plus 10% to damage inflicted up to 30%. And also restores ki by 20. When he switches out, he restores ki and he supports. Fusion warrior finally got a support unit. We've talked forever about fusions needing a support unit. But the only downside is he's red. But at the same time, Fusion's had every color covered. So it's like, dude, what do? Like, what do you do? Like, oh no, Fusion's got a supporter. But he's red. And they already have Gotenks and Vegito. But this is almost too good to pass up. The only caveat is that this is a building up one, meaning you'll have to switch in and out repeatedly. But the combo extension's pretty nuts with the ki restoration. Both times he restores ki, by the way. But also this can be canceled. Unlike the Feet Goku, who actually does up to 40, his can't be canceled. This one can be canceled, which the Vegito units are canceling buffs like all the time, so there's that. Reduces next damage sustained by 70% when battle starts. Be careful of like tap blast or whatever, because that will cancel this. Applies until the enemy's combo's over. Again, taps and tap punches, tap blast will cancel that. You'll waste your super tank. But that is something that like EX Red Fusion, no, just EX Red 13 has as well. Applies the following effects itself after the enemy's attack is over one time, plus 50% to strike damage inflicted, which cannot be canceled. Reduces damage received by 20% as well, and increases arts card draw speed by 1 level. He's gonna do a lot of strike damage. He's gonna if this dude gets you in a combo, he's gonna do a lot of damage. And then when he switches out, he restores ki as well. If he switches out into a unit that has the ability to draw another card like instantly or whatever, that's gonna be crazy combo extension. Which Vegito, oh, this dude switching out into Vegito Blue is gonna be nuts, bro. Because Vegito Blue, if he just uses one card, he draws another one. Like, dude, what the heck? And he restores ki. Like, what is this? Okay. Stardust Fall, massive explode damage, plus 20% to damage inflicted for 15 counts. Blast armor as well. Okay. Restores own ki by 50 with the green card and plus 20% to strike damage inflicted, and restores vanishing gauge by 100% one time. He gets a full meter back, a vanishing meter one time. So his Z ability, I remember, was actually pretty cool. So Fusion Warrior, and then it picks up Fusion Tag. So Fusion Warrior Strike Attack and Fusion, just the Fusion Tag, gets Strike Defense. So there's that. There's a split. If you don't know, the Fusion Tag is the dance units only, no Patara, right? So they pick up the defense. The other units, the Fusion Warrior Tag exclusively all pick up just Strike Attack. So the Patara units don't get defense from this guy, but that's pretty cool regardless. I like that split. It's going to lead to some more diverse options eventually anyway. Fusion Zamasu, the man of the hour. Well, one of them anyway. One of many. All right, so he's actually pretty cool because he's our first buffer for powerful opponent, so that's cool to see. Range type unit. Draws the Ultimate Arts card next. Lightning of Absolution. Restores own health by 20% and ki as well by 40. Restores health, draws the ult, restores more than enough ki, twice as much ki to use the ult. Also, minus 100% to enemy sustained damage cut effects. This batch of units really hates sustained damage cut effects. Like, they hate cut effects. They're going to hit through every unit. They're going to hit through every single defense unit in the game, bro. If this dude gets nullify unfavorable elements at some point, that's going to be crazy. Applies the following effects to self according to the number of counts elapsed from the battle start. After 15 counts from the battle start, he gets a non-cancelable 40% damage buff. After 30, he increases card draw speed by 1 level, can't be canceled. After 50, -5 to every arts cost, can't be canceled. That's crazy in conjunction with the card draw speed, by the way. And then he also gets a plus 30% of blast damage inflicted against all characters except for Zamasu or Goku Blacks that can't be canceled. He has an automatic... This is the first character in the game to do this. Plus 30% of blast damage inflicted against all characters. There's no, like, anti-Saiyan, anti-hybrids. He'll do plus 30% to anybody. Unless you're Zamasu or Goku Black. Wow. Applies the following effects itself after the enemy's attack is over. Gradually restores health each time account for 30 counts. If you hit him at all with anything, taps, whatever, he's going to get a regen effect for 30 counts. Okay. Plus 20% of damage inflicted, cannot be canceled, up to 80%. So each time you hit him, he gets 20% more damage, up to 80%, and it can't be canceled. It's not going away. Also reduces damage received by 40% until the combo is over when he changes cover. Also, he knocks back the enemies versus Strike Arts cards. Also activates during assists, and you can only combo into the blue card. He has a knockback like LF Freeze on Strike cards. Zamasu's nuts, bro. Okay, so his Strike doesn't do anything. It's a slice card. So Blast actually has an effect on it. Plus 5 to own health restoration. 5% for 15 counts. This is actually pretty nuts. A bonus of 5% when he has the regeneration effect is going to lead to Zamasu healing a lot. Oh, boy. 21 facing some tough competition here. Oh, man. Blue card. Inflicts enemy attribute downgrade plus 22 strike arts cost. I was going to say percent to damage and yada yada, but it's not that. He makes their freaking red cards cost 20 more. Wow. Reduces enemy's ki as well by 40 with the green card. Also randomly applies 2 of the following effects to self. He applies 2 of the following effects. You can get restores ki by 40. You can get plus 20% of blast damage inflicted, or nullifies attribute downgrades for 20 counts. He automatically debuffs them and then gets a random buff of 2 of the 3. Sounds like that's like a mirror of Kid Boo's green card almost. Deals massive impact damage with the ultimate. Applies the following effects itself according to the number of enemy battle members. Ooh. If there's 3 battle members, he gets a 30% buff. If there's 2, he gets 50. And if there's one enemy left, he gets 70. This is hilarious because you would expect this to go the other way, bro. You'd expect it to go the other way. But no, if the enemy has 1 unit, he wants to finish him off. 70% buff. God Key and Future get blast attack and defense. And at 6-star, he picks up powerful opponent units. 15% more blast attack, which he is part of, by the way. Zamasu is... I'm actually really impressed with Zamasu. Omega's a unit that, like, it's kind of like, dude, I don't know. You have to see him in use, but all those debuffs are going to get so annoying. But Zamasu's just like, dude, what? Not to mention, like, some of the other units, like the EXs and this Goku. Goku's going to be really good. This is an incredible batch of characters that we haven't seen, well, since the anniversary. We got a massive dump, right? Last time. Anniversary 1. Blast unit, I imagine. Support type. Oh, by the way, I've been wanting to do a Cell Saga team for a while, but there just weren't enough like good units. They just dropped a couple more. Okay. All right. Leave a like if you guys want to see that. We're almost done, though. We're almost done. Draws a special move arts card next as well. Restores own ki by 35% and minus 15 to special move art card. So he gets enough to do it. Okay, so his special move card cost goes down from 50 to 35, and he gets 35 ki coincidentally. Okay. Plus 80% as well to the special move damage. God dang, bro. Reduces enemies' vanishing gauge to 0. What? Huh? He takes their advantage? That's new. That's never happened before. Automatic 0. As far as I know, that's never happened before. This main ability is not, and it's not like on hit or anything. It's with the main freaking ability. If he uses this and he doesn't want you to vanish, you're not going to vanish. This is incredible in actual usage. You can literally steal their vanish. When this character enters the battlefield, applies the following effects itself if a Vegeta family or Saiyan other than this character is a battle member. Plus 30% to blast damage inflicted and draws a blast arts next. If a Vegeta family or Saiyan character is one of your units on your team, he gets a damage buff and he draws a blast card. The following effects occur every time this character defeats an enemy. Plus 30% to damage inflicted and plus 20% to damage inflicted by allies other than this character. There's no timer counts on this. You just switch this dude in to get the finishing shot each time. It's like Zenkai Goku Black. You switch him in to get the finishing attack. That's it. Although I will say, people will probably try to switch out of that and play around that, right? But still. Also, it's cancelable. And again, a lot of units are canceling buffs these days. Blast card has an effect. Impact inflicts enemy attribute downgrade plus 10% to damage received. His blast cards do bonuses and damage received. He also holds a blast card that does plus 20% to blast damage. By the way, I haven't really been looking at whether or not units are holding cards. I don't think they are for the most part. These units are not really holding cards. Not many of them do. Yeah, they have effects on some of them, but they don't actually hold a specific card like Vegito freaking Blue does. This dude holds destroy cards. So that's kind of whatever. Okay. Let's get back to where we were. Super Vegeta. Blue card, plus 50% of special damage upon activation. What? The final flash is going to hit for like what? What is that, 130%? God damn. Okay. Plus 20% to blast damage inflicted. Also restores own ki by 30 if there's a defeated enemy battle member. That's actually pretty good. There's a caveat to it. It's pretty good. Vegeta family blast attack. Vegeta family double attack. This dude is actually really good. EX Vegeta here is actually really good. Like, really good. I like him a lot. His final flash is going to do so much damage. Is it teachable? Was it? I imagine it's not. Yeah, it's not. God dang it. That would have been nuts. All right, Trunks. I forgot all about you, bro. Vegeta family get a lot of love. Defense type Trunks. Trunks, I know, is really good. Draws the ultimate arts card next. Final Rage Buster. Dude, everybody has a freaking ultimate. Plus 60% to damage inflicted for 15 counts as well. That's a lot of damage inflicted. Dude, that's a lot. Reduces damage received by 35% as well for 20 counts with the main ability. He doesn't get enough ki to use it, but that's fine. Plus 20% to damage inflicted against God Ki characters. Can't be canceled. And plus 20% to damage inflicted against Regen characters. Cannot be canceled. Anti-Regen. Woo! Reduces damage received by 20% for 20 counts when this character enters the battlefield. Okay. So when he's out there for 20 counts, he's able to defend a little bit better. Reduces damage received by 30% until combo ends when changing cover. So when he switches in, he gets another 30%. So he's got a cumulative 50. Also shortens own sub count by 10 when the enemy activates a rush. He'll be able to instantly switch into that rush and cut by 50. When this character is on the battlefield, the following effects occur every time he's hit with an enemy strike, blast, or blue cards. Plus 10% of damage inflicted. Can't be canceled. Up to 60%. So if you hit him, you're giving him buffs, and they're not canceled. Plus 10% of damage inflicted by allied Future or Vegeta family. Oh my god, he's buffing Future. Anytime he gets hit, he buffs his Future or Vegeta family units. That's actually very similar to some of the Vegeta family units. This dude's going to be so nuts on Vegeta family, it's not even funny. Draw a special move arts card next one time, and plus 20% of damage inflicted for 20 counts every time another battle member is hit with... Huh? An enemy strike, blast, or special move attack. If another one of your units is hit, he even gets a buff. Dude, this Trunks is gonna do so much damage, bro. Restores his ki by 5 when he uses the blast card. His blue card inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 2 sub count. That's actually pretty good. It's again, it makes them have to take longer to switch in. That's really good. Restores own health by 15% with the green card and cancels own attribute downgrades and plus 15% to damage inflicted as well for 15 counts. Pretty solid green card. Now, we take a look here at the ult. Cancels enemies' attribute upgrades upon activation. Destroys all of your enemies' cards on hit. No ultimate damage buff, but to be honest, he's getting so many freaking buffs anyway, it don't really matter. Blast D for Future. Now it's Blast D for Vegeta family. Blast Attack and D for Future and Vegeta family. Trunks is going to fit so... Trunks is going to be a unit that ages super well. Like, all these are going to age super well, but, like, Trunks is going to age so well, man. Okay, Syn Shenron, support type, plus 30% damage inflicted by allies. That's pretty nuts. For 20 counts. Shortens ally sub count by 3. This is crazy. That's crazy good. Anything to do with sub count reduction is crazy good. Plus 20% of damage inflicted by allied GT characters from the battle start until this character is defeated cannot be canceled. This is one of those passive buffs where just by simply bringing him, it's active, like Bunny Bulma, Hercule after a point. I think he has to take some damage. LF Frieza, I believe LF Piccolo has it too. It's one of those passive buffs we're seeing more of. I'm surprised it doesn't say... Oh, it's just allied GT characters, that's why. I was going to say, I'm surprised it doesn't work in co-op. It would say buddy. The following effects occur when this character is switched to standby. If a Shadow Dragon other than this character is a battle member, you restore ki, reduce damage received by 30% for 20 counts. Interesting. Restores ki on switch out. Doesn't Omega draw a card when he enters? When his character lands... Okay, no, he doesn't. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that dude's going to be buffing so much, though. Anyways, reduces enemies' Dragon Balls by 2 when this character is defeated. Who has that? Shugesh? Morgos? One of the two. The following effects occur every time when faced with an enemy Saiyan. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade -1 to card draw speed by 1 level for 20 counts. Inflicts all enemies attribute downgrade plus 20% to damage received. And draws a green card next. Activates twice. When he's matched with the Saiyan, he gets all those things happen. That's crazy. This batch is just stupid, man. His blue card, major explode damage, enemies ki reduction by 40. Green card restores health and ki. 1 and 1. He's like the quintessential type of support unit. He's also GT double attack at 3-star. And he also picks up a Shadow Dragon exclusive strike attack buff, another 10%. At literally 14-star, which no one's going to have anytime soon. 48%, almost 50% to strike attack for Shadow Dragons. That's crazy. Okay, Herc is where we're going to end this. I don't even need to see much, but he has a fun little thing in here. Inflicts all enemies with no switching for 10 counts. You need 10 counts to use it. Plus 2 to own sub counts as default. That's so dumb. What? Oh, shortens allies sub counts by 2 when this character enters the battlefield. Oh, he makes enemies switch. He pays the penalty, but he makes your allies switch in and out a lot faster. Applies the following effects to all enemies when this character enters the battlefield. Activates twice. When he enters the battlefield 2 times, automatic strong poison and automatic paralyze. Okay, come on, bro. Stop the nonsense, bro. All right. Dynamite kick is teachable. No effect. Restores allies' health by 10% on the green card. He has a ceiling strike card. That's cool. That's really cool. That's really cool, actually. I like that a lot. Okay. And he buffs the strike attack of Majin Buu's only. So there you have it, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm excited. I hope you are as well. Stay tuned. We're going to be doing some summons and all that stuff live. Have an awesome day, and I'll see all of you in the next one.